following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
Offspring or just one's under observation?
I gotta roll again because that was a good roll, but it's
So there's multiple, and some of them are treated differently.
oh
Oh god, this is Tiala's dead light.
yes, this is the
Dead light.
what's worse is we've got both of us in the room.
Oh god. She's
First,
dead.
first question: how many offspring?
Tess Liana has no other sisters.
So you've had no other.
Correct.
What about Had?
How many did you have?
Only one other didn't survive.
And what situation did you place that one?
Same one. A lot earlier.
Name.
Bessalia.
I always feel like saying Bessaliana, but I won't.
The
Bess
Phantom
is
of the
still around.
Dockyard.
Oh, maybe I should say just Bessaliana just to get... Janela.
The Dragon Ball villain?
Isn't it Geneva?
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, cool.
Or Geneva? I don't even know how it was pronounced. I only ever saw the Japanese, that one. I never saw the English one of that.
And how long ago was that?
100 years ago now. She died.
And how old was she when she died?
He reached 36.
And how did she die?
Duck rat. She tried to help another duck rat and they both fell into a spinning fan and got chopped up.
Oh. You finished reading that yet, Sarge?
I've almost cracked this thing, just this. Oh, I have cracked it, but it's still functional.
Next question. How many observation children are you observing at the moment?
Turns out all the duck rats.
Well, there's 15, but they're all under much more what you would probably consider humane circumstances.
And do they consent to this?
They're gone. Thesia, yes, and their parents consent to it. These two are more of a personal project. That would look for my work.
Oh.
It's not even business.
No, this is just straight up. This is like a. Not the same, but it's still very, very similar to. Sarge, you finished that yet?
There's a lot here, but I think I've read enough. Casually throws the data pad down on the table. A little bit of plastic, like a little plastic shard, flips up and lands on the floor because she actually did crack it. Just.
Do you want that thing copied before we carry on?
Would not be a bad idea. She's nods and as if to say, go ahead, just take it if you want.
I will copy the whole thing. Take
Do
time.
you have another data pad on you, or I suppose you can copy it to a backup cloud or through your
Yep.
Omnitor?
And
You just won't be able to read it until
it'll be into our server, and I'll be
you just have to convert it to raw data. and then-
flagging that to logo. That I'm downloading the whole thing to. I mean,
How bad is it, he asks. We talking like misguided experiment, or is this woman just the Asari version of your dad? Then you'll get another one that's like, I mean, not that your dad wasn't also an Asari, but like, you know.
I'll send back. This is pretty bad. Tess was her second personal test subject.
Test subject?
No, test subject.
Okay, cool, you're not being funny.
No, I'm not.
Oh. Well, the first one, at least, is okay, right?
Died 36 over 100 years ago. Duck rat, same experiment. Died trying to save another one.
Yeah, it's almost
Does
like
this
that one
woman's
was also
company
trying
know
to
she's
be-
doing this?
Sorry?
Does this woman's employer know she's doing
Well,
this?
the thing is, we know that Tess had similar experiences as well.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think she arranged all that. Though.
No, but the thing is, the nobility that she wanted to save somebody is the same
yeah.
between the two.
She'd
Yeah.
very easily fall into the same.
She could have easily fallen, but she succeeded, so...
Well, we have a bunch of spinny fans. So the Sari lady seems to want to find out what happens when you fall
Well,
into
Tess
this.
discovered
trial.
the power of Greece.
Yes.
I can think of at least 10 counts of child abuse right off the top of my head today, this is. And that's not including the ones that aren't even on here that you just told me about with regards to the prior subject. You're under arrest. I suggest you get a lawyer.
I know a good one, but you can't have him.
My only issue here at the
I'm going
moment
to call
is...
Lionel Hutz for her.
do we tell Tess? Because at the moment I've got her locked up in the ship.
Hey, Tess, we found your mother and she's a monster.
And we've put her in prison.
And we're also sending her to jail.
Because, I mean, I know she's a strong girl, but
I suppose it comes down to whether Tess would want closure on who her mother is, even though her mother is this.
the problem is she
Or
wants...
whether she'd prefer just to remain ignorant.
I can ask her. I wouldn't tell her what's going on.
You're just going to ask Tess if she wants to know who her mother is.
Yeah. She'll
And then
get...
just tell her that, and specifically that her mother is not a good person. Do you still want to know?
Yeah. She's seen enough with us. She knows that we play straight if we have to, and we'll lie to her if she wants.
I guess all this will prove that your test made a tougher little Asari than you may think.
If you recall,
Just to the-
some of the experiences that Tess had seem to be similar to and sound like the previous one. I mean, Tess almost died to a fan, saving another.
I rescued her from that Batarian.
And the other things that have happened.
Very well, I will let you deal with it.
Actually, each one of these counts are on her, looking at her, at the mother. Aren't they?
No, unfortunately one can't use cause and effect
Reckless endangerment.
to directly convict someone.
You could send that through me because you're still...
Reckless endangerment, direct child abandonment. Fuck. You've done CPS stuff. I'm sure you can generate a bunch of other...
Yeah.
You've already touched on the major ones.
Yeah. Not only that, but like all she had to do was look up a human study. So
Being
Strasbourg
an
Klein
idiot.
indicates that hard situations improve innovative thinking, opportunism, but do not necessarily teach socialized behaviors such as moral codes, ethical conduct. So abandoning children may sound like a great idea to make them like toughen up and become really resilient, but there's nothing there to guide them into becoming a functional personal member of society. Her test and her methodology are flawed. Massively flawed, because she's hypothesizing one thing but testing for a completely different thing. She is a poor scientist.
Yeah.
And I realize you probably generated this in like 15 minutes in front of your computer without really thinking about that, but it really makes her look like a piece of
I mean,
shit.
this is Tess's original backstory
Was
going
always
back.
a piece of shit.
God,
Yeah.
how long
It
is
just
this-
makes her look like a massive piece of shit. Which I guess is the point. So mission accomplished. I can send those things to you.
Yep. I will, show the Sarge.
Okay.
How does it know?
If Once you're finished backing up that data pad, I'll take that off you.
I have.
She picks up the shard too, because even a thin plastic shard, that thing could be used as a weapon. And right. We're going to leave her here. I'm going to put somebody else on this case. Putting me on it would be a conflict of interest.
I'll have to agree. Sorry.
I must see justice served. I can't let my own opinions get in the way.
Yes, I'd very much like to take her out on a mission. I must go before I say something that I will regret.
Of course. She's going to leave the room with you and then just lock the door and lock her in there.
And then Logain becomes.
I mean, that would be an interesting
It is severely tempting. It's like, how did this woman die in police custody? I don't know, she was white.
I mean, that would be an interesting twist to just have Logain decloak in there. Instead, I'm guessing Logain just gets his happy cake out of the oven like nothing's wrong.
Icing.
Yeah. We'll flick back to Rosa, who would have arrived with donuts. So Rosa enters the ship. There's a very
I've been placated.
You've been placated, but yeah.
Zolo!
Well, now we know how old she is.
Toss
It was
paper
yesterday,
bag, and it's
Kendall.
just like just like donut and muffin that you can eat.
Ooh, these feed into my intake vent very nicely.
We have donuts.
Oh, donuts! They take my mind off Scary Woman.
Me too.
Which I guess they don't because I just said that, but
At this point, I'm going to send a photograph. I'm going to send a photograph of an empty batter bowl to Tess, just being like, "So, cake."
No, they're donuts.
It's like it's my birthday. It's all at once.
yay! Logan's bringing me cake.
I'm not bringing
Don't
it
fill
in.
up
You're
on
going to come get
donuts,
it.
then.
I could have it after dinner tonight.
Yeah, I don't want to fill up on my
Must
tasty
leave,
cakes, or I will not have room for
must
my,
leave room for cake.
my cake. Donuts are a
Right.
cake, right?
Kinda. And there's
Well,
even
the
a
first ones I've already started.
The ones. Just got like
She had
five-
one in each hand. It was just chopping one. Like ice, was it strawberry topping in this hand, chocolate topping in that? You know. Tess creates Neapolitan donuts by
Savoury?
getting one that's got vanilla icing as well.
Savoury.
Just eating them all
Depends
at
on
once.
what region of the world you're getting a donut from. American donuts are very sweet. They're not a cake.
They're deeply
Fuck,
involved in
do
it.
you
It's a
classify
donut cake.
donuts as?
It's an important question that must be answered.
Yeah,
It's a real
back to-
scientific pursuit.
I'd love to see my fucking search history. It's just like, so psychological studies involving child abuse and donuts?
These are linked somehow.
Making cake. You guys are noshing on donuts.
It's a type of food made from leavened fried dough.
Ah,
Thanks,
dough.
dip.
Right,
Thanks,
dough.
It's
dipshit.
more of a bread.
So it's the
There's
dough.
a bread.
It's a bread.
Sweet snack, so it's not a
This
savoury.
cake is made from a batter. I'm guessing
Right,
sometimes a
dough.
sponge,
But then there's like things like lolly cake.
but that's
Which you
more of a
don't even
slice.
It's more of a euphemism. See, donut is spelled the way I thought it was, but everyone just spells it do-nut now.
Okay,
That's the American way.
Yeah.
They
I-
cut out letters on
I
purpose.
have two answers. One's coming back, it's an old-fashioned fried dessert, and the other one says it's those known as old-fashioned donuts are usually cake donuts. The dough is mixed and shaped, usually only recognised as a circular pastry with a hole in the middle.
Still want to see cake.
So it's either a cake or a bread.
It has shortening in it.
Ah, delicious shortening. My grandmother's favourite ingredient for cooking.
Lard.
Lard and shortening, yeah.
Injected with fruit preserves.
Which was also
So
made
Tiana,
from
The jelly
the
donut.
interview room with the
Yep.
Sarge, and yeah, she walks up to the desk and she's like, got somebody in interview room to get somebody on them. Maybe Manea or Thoralis. Okay.
Do you want to do this with me, or you want to stay here?
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to test now.
Oh, they're considered a baked good. Okay, but that's cakes or
Been with her
bread,
the
thanks a
longest.
lot.
Yeah.
I can break the news to her, but at least with you being there, I know this is hard for you, but this is probably one of the things you need to at least be there for.
Okay, I'll go. And then she leans over the desk again. I'm going off duty for 20 minutes or so.
2 hours.
2 hours?
Yes.
What are you, low game?
Logan's
2 hours. I'm going off duty for 2 hours.
I would say more, but I don't think I could have got away with it. Take my pistol back.
I mean, I've only got duty for 4 more hours, so no more point
What have
coming
you
back
found?
from.
You can make up to with
Then take the rest of the day
Dogen's
off,
low
then.
protein content by ejaculating into the bowl. It's not what it means, because
I
they
know.
used to use the word ejaculate for the more common terms,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
reading it now, it's hilarious.
That's why I love those old books that just also mention just like somebody ejaculated when they're just talking.
That means very suddenly.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay, so the
Sergeant
conclusion
Wilson-
is,
Yeah.
donuts are, yes.
Whatever your imagination wants them to be.
Yeah,
The sergeant
they're-
rolls her eyes, sighs, and then goes back to the desk and goes, "Fine, I'm taking the rest of the day off. I'll make it up tomorrow with overtime." And then goes to join you.
Well, that's good, because it's Tessa's birthday.
Where it was yesterday.
That was yesterday.
So, this could be convenient. You guys might get in the elevator, like go down only like 4-story. Not even that.
8.
And then,
And that'll be the last news.
Logain hops in on the way down with the cake, right?
Sure, why not?
Okay. The last news. Non-Batarian fans. Non-Batarian races are objecting to a new video game that was announced recently called Power Slave from developer FNS Design.
Is this a reference to Slave Simulator?
Or just a
Where-
power slave.
Where players take on the role of a Batarian slaver. The Space Sim meets strategy game has been in development for a couple of years already, but was only announced officially yesterday. In the game, players create a Batarian, then start as part of a slaver crew before trying to work their way up until they run their own slavery organization. Other gameplay elements include keeping slaves for their own, for manual labor, servitude, or even pleasure, the ability to bribe authorities during confrontations instead of fighting, and engaging in piracy and murder to fund their operations. Many social groups have complained that the game glorifies horrible practices to the point of making them almost virtuous and sending the message that slavery is incredibly profitable, despite its objectionable nature.
But it is incredibly profitable.
Many in the gaming community have stated that it's just a game, and if people don't like it, they shouldn't play it, while Batarians have pointed out that few have complained about the various Asari sex games on the market, including ones that involve rape and underage Asari. As of now, Power Slave is still on target to be released in just under a year.
It has nothing to do with the actual power slave game. It's,
So why we don't have that game in the real world now?
We do.
I
Well,
know.
we do.
It's like, I believe it just got taken off the App Store recently. No updates for me.
I mean, it's basically a Conan game without the fun bits.
Yeah, Conan Exiles is basically just like go Conaning, acquire slaves, profit.
my average RimWorld experience.
Now
The
with
thing that
children
always
mixed.
gets me about RimWorld is like it's not the game you'd think it was from the title.
Like the world on the edge.
See, the problem is when you say it that way, why did you buy it?
It was a gift.
It was a
You
game.
gifted.
The very first thing I did when I got that game is I modded the shit out of it to make it the most like Firefly I possibly
Yeah.
could.
I started a creepy cannibal cult
Okay.
It's a nice thing to say out of
I
context.
didn't try to do that, but I did
Clip it.
resort to cannibalism due to lack of food. Yeah, so you join them on the head down, and then the
Huh. You
the
look unusually stressed.
to the Sarge. I'm fine.
Sounds like someone needs fun.
I could probably do with fun. Looks at the cake. Appropriate.
I just found out when Tessa's birthday is.
Yesterday, apparently.
Yes.
See, it says on the thing.
So she's 85.
The sergeant has decided to take the rest of the day off.
Good. Taking my advice. Good to see.
I put someone else on the case.
Huh. It's going to be a case.
Well,
That's good.
We're going to let Tess decide what she wants to know.
That's fair.
it gets cake either way, right?
Yep.
Very much so.
Good. Can't believe I'm saying this. So don't get emotionally involved. How slow are these damn elevators?
But hidden, it's not going to
I've
make it
broken
any
the
faster.
speaker. It's not because he's run out of news for this session. I
pass a DC 30, take 10 electronic check to fix it.
You need parts you don't have. The elevator arrives!
Did
No,
they get
see,
news?
I'll have to hold the cake then, and he'll make sure I drop it.
No. It's fine. It floats on its repulsor disc.
It's just made out of pieces from the elevator.
Way down,
So
so slow.
So they go up towards the ship, and then of course you guys are on the ship. The main door opens, and I don't know who walks in first, but these three show
Cake
up.
first.
Cake first. Okay.
Happy belated birthday.
It's my birthday.
It was yesterday. You're,
Wait, how'd
you're
you-
85.
I'm 85.
Yeah, apparently.
How did you find out?
You want to cut it?
Yes.
Nice distraction.
So she does that thing where instead of putting the knife in the middle, she cuts this wedge out of the.
We're going to have to be very careful with this.
And then she looks around and she's like, "Oh, that's kind of not fair. We should all have some.
That piece
How
is just
do I-
frosting.
How do I fix this? You know, if I make a cut that's the same but the other way,
Do you want
then I
someone else to
rotate it
cut?
90
Do
degrees
you want
and cut it
someone else
again.
to cut it for you?
Oh, it's tradition.
And then 90 degrees and cut it again. That kind of works. You will go first. It's only fair. Thank you. But how did you find out? Did nobody cut off my arm and cut the rings?
I think you mean count the rings.
If you would all give us a
Yeah.
couple minutes, we'll just... Tess, can you join me in the hold, please?
I smell donuts.
Oh, and we have donuts.
Join you in the cargo hold.
Actually, in engineering, it's a much nicer place.
Okay.
The ambience of the pickle in the background.
She also likes the sound of the engine, so...
Not that
Well,
it's going.
Not that it's going, but the smell and the room.
What's
So
up?
If I knew who your mother was, and she was a bad person,
Oh.
would you still want to know?
Was she that crazy one lady that everybody was nervous about? Is that my mother?
I'll ask again.
So you're wanting to know if I want to know what she did?
You've got a good idea on what she did, but...
She abandoned me.
Yeah. Confirmed.
On purpose.
Yeah?
Yeah, I want to know why.
Grab a seat.
So, how was your guys' day?
And I will
Was good.
explain to her about what happened and her mother and that she had a sister and same experiment.
Oh, you're even telling her about that, okay. The whole thing.
She's
Wow.
a tough girl And that's why we're all here for her. To know that.
Should have let her finish the cake
She
first.
didn't
No,
even
that's why the cake. Because you guys aren't touching the cake at all, aren't you?
Well, I mean, I shouldn't anyway, but
You really shouldn't.
Rosa has gone looking for plates or something.
Oh, they'll be in the
Like-
kitchen. So yeah,
flex.
because Sarge is with me, I'm guessing.
Yes, she will follow you.
Yep.
She'll just be quiet. I need cake.
Yes, that's why it's here as well. I mean, happy belated birthday, but
Thanks.
so she's going to be investigated.
My mother didn't love me. Just a test thing. Not fair. But I have all of you guys, right?
You've got all of us. Like, this is the thing that I was so angry about. Is she only saw you for 3 days. She only saw you as a duck rat. You as doing but she never saw you donating to the foundation. You helping the duck rats. You going on missions.
Inventing candy soup.
Inventing candy soup.
So she was right,
Well,
but she just didn't realise it? Is that what you're saying?
yes and no. She just was wrong. The whole thing's wrong. To experiment on your own kids is wrong.
I had a sister who died. I suppose I never knew her, I guess. I mean, does that sound callous?
No, but
But I'm just gonna try not to get upset about somebody I never got attached to.
you can. So there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm just gonna get angry at what she did.
But you know you've always got Sarge here.
Can I hug you, Sarge? Yes.
So now I have a
What's up?
photograph
And
of the
hugs.
sergeant
So-
hugging Tess with a plate of cake in her hand. This is good. This is becoming my wallpaper on my terminal.
See your birthday today as well.
Sarge narrows her eyes at you through the door.
Nice to know that, in addition to being a stern authority figure, someone actually cares.
You have to care to be a CSEC officer if you're doing your job right.
It's really difficult to look cute when you've got changed your fucking face makeup to
Skull mask.
not look
basically be.
It's okay, Tess. You've got better friends and family. Friends and family don't have to be... Well, family doesn't have to be blood related.
Correct Arsalo.
Yes. Remember, Zalo and his human family that is Rosa's family as well.
And we're all here for you.
You guys are the best, she says, just nuzzling into the sergeant.
I'm enjoying this.
Yes.
Right, you know what you're missing out on at the moment?
Hugger too.
Double hug.
He's fishing
I
for
don't think I could
anything
push that. I got her off for 4 hours early today. I'm not going to push my luck any further.
Does someone have a crowbar or something?
Tess
Yes,
is
I
cake.
do, but you can't have one.
Tess cake.
Hmm?
If you don't go up
Okay.
there, they'll eat the cake.
She didn't even bother with the intervening space.
She'll then hug you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, it's not like...
I'm already
You're
feeling
welcome.
better. At least know what happened now.
More may come out, but that's the general gist of what we got.
I'm gonna go hug the others.
They'll appreciate it.
Just gonna head up to the cockpit and do a quick search on Bostic.
He doesn't want to get hugged by Tess.
No, he wants to know how bad they are.
He heard her say that. It's like, well, gotta go. We gotta look into the important things.
Mm-hmm. Ghost in the ship.
The sergeant has to be emotionally...
Trish, Bostic.
What would you like to know?
Tell me about them.
Researching.
Why have an AV? Unless you're going to use it.
Meanwhile, Rosa's probably sitting there going, never seen anyone cut like a cake as a pentagram before.
But how else are you supposed to get cake more like a bowl? He doesn't just come from regular cutting.
You cut a cake like a pentagram and something red fire glows out of it. It's like, oh shit, what have I done?
You've summoned the chocolatey deliciousness of Beelzebub himself.
Oh crap, we satanized the whole
Did you think God invented this?
A pharmaceutical and scientific research division
Of
the Asari Republics.
Any significant scandals involving researchers there?
Over what period?
The last 500-600 years.
That
When
is
you're
a
talking
lot
to
to
Sari,
say.
when you're talking to Sari, you're going to
Starting
balloon
now,
this
rolling
out
back.
more. You know, any major.
She'll list off. There's probably only like 7 scandals. None of them are that one. But they usually involve like illegal manipulation of data. There will be one that's how would they word it? Unsanctioned testing on a subject.
That's not a good one.
That's kind of similar to
Yeah.
what's going on here. Right, so the next stage of my plan, call them up and say, do you know what your employee is doing? Probably not going to do that because they probably do know what their employee
And
is
then
doing.
they'll lie and start covering it up.
Yeah, so let's not give them advanced warning of this.
Yeah, especially with the testing group of 15 other kids.
Yeah.
I'm wondering...
Well, that's subjects. They weren't necessarily kids. I mean, Tessa's not technically a kid anymore. She just, I suppose, started that way.
To be a council
her
inspector.
sister never was always a kid. She never really got to adult.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
36.
guess I just inferred kid because that was like part of what was being researched.
They haven't really. The closest thing we've got to working out exactly when an Asari is an adult was that we know in the 40s is when the Yadak Yachi thing kicks in.
Yeah.
So that seems to be the equivalent of like maybe puberty kind of thing. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always figured to just times it by 100, basically, right? So like 80s 18, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so Tess gives Rosa a hug. Thank you, Rosa. You're my family.
Just
That and it's just going to be cake.
Yes. Zala, you're my family too.
Like,
Thanks for protecting me from her.
she could have been a deadly assassin.
It's worse.
it is.
But you spotted the danger and helped get everybody else to help me.
You did a good job with that, Zolo. Thank you.
Thanks.
Rosina? Serena?
Oh, I don't think they followed,
They,
did they?
they
Oh, yeah, sweet.
We
Thank
bought
you.
the entire
Thank
posse.
you.
because they were into going shopping.
Messianas. Just so you know, apparently CSEC's holding some woman who's been deliberately throwing children into a duct rat lifestyle so she could determine something scientific. Horrifying things been going on. You might want to use your journalistic instinct to probe things around. I thought you might want to get the heads up since I didn't think I gave you too much this afternoon.
Interesting. Thank you for the tip.
Hey, no problem.
Do you want to let her know that she's met Tess before and she knows who Tess is, that she's linked to us? So
Ah, no, she can sniff around.
she'll find that, and that's
I
going
think her name is like Analless.
It's an unfortunate name.
Printed exactly like
Analless,
this.
urea.
Mucilage. There we go.
It's actually because, Tessa's name, both of them are a mixed combination of her and the Solarian scientist names.
Yeah.
Oh,
At least you didn't call her Tess because she was a test.
well, there we go. A nice little trial by media will be.
Oh, what's even better is you can also go at the Solarian line too. Because it's not their family wouldn't know about the tests either.
Well, that's just it. Solarian family records and stuff like that. This might have a lot of family.
Yep.
She is out.
Yeah, the Solarian scientist's name will be in that data you ripped from the data pad. Which again, you just have to convert. It's just raw data. You just need to convert it back into readable data again.
So, while Tess is distracted and such, I'll take these two off to the side, and then that was Tess's mum.
They picked up a little bit before I had to go to the ship.
So she's in custody, obviously. She abandoned her here as a test subject.
Why? It's dumb.
Yeah, yes. The worst part is Tess had a older sister who was put in the same situation, but she died at the age of 36. Fell into a fan.
There's so many doctorates there.
Yeah.
Still less fans around the city.
Well, if you didn't frickin' mouth breathers didn't need to breathe all that air. Like, you don't actually. You're the one who doesn't need it.
Yeah, see?
You still need the air compressed so you can use it.
Oh, if I can get that from a machine, it doesn't need a fan.
You know, the fans, the pits with fire, the choppers.
The skulls
And the crushers.
That's later on.
Prothean station was badly designed!
You know, considering it was designed to wipe us out, I'm not entirely sure this is wrong.
We went down the wrong corridor.
Protheans are like, what do you mean you people are living on it?
Yes, I'll used to know